it's Sam. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial using a ton of new Avon makeup that I recently just got. So you guys know I don't think I've ever featured Avon on my channel before, maybe like years and years ago. But as of like recently, the last few years, I have not. I haven't even used their products or tried them. So today I have a bunch of new products from eyeshadow, skincare, mascara, lips, highlighter, all new Avon products that I'm going to be just like putting to the test. We're going to do a full makeup look. There were a few items that I didn't have from Avon, so I had to just like, you know, use what I had already. But for the most part, pretty much everything I used is Avon, and I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts as I apply them and kind of like let you guys know what I think about them. And then of course at the end I'll be sharing with you guys which ones were my favorite out of everything I used, which ones I would recommend purchasing. So this is the look that I came up with. It's kind of like a real natural glam, I like to call it, because the eyes are pretty subtle and pretty natural, but then there's a little bit of a kind of like smoky, smudgy wing, which I kind of feel like it just kind of creates a little bit of drama, a little bit of like sexiness to the eye. And then we have like a nice kind of nudie pink, like my typical lip that I love. But this highlight right here, guys, look how beautiful this is. This is Avon. It is so pretty. I wore it yesterday and all day I was like, God, I love my highlight. It's so delicious. It goes into the skin so nicely. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial so that you guys can see for yourselves. I'll be starting from the skincare all the way to the very last drop of lip gloss, and you guys will see all of it. So everything is going to be linked down below for you guys. All of the Avon products I'm going to put in a separate little area so that you guys can see everything that was Avon. And then the other items that I used to finish the look, I will put as well. I'll link everything for you guys. So if there's something that you see that you're like, man, I got to try this out for myself, it'll be linked down below. You guys can go ahead and shop that link and boom, you will be on your way to having whatever it is that you want in your life. Let's go ahead and get on into it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Huge thank you to Avon for partnering up with me for this video. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've just put my acne cream on. The next thing I'm going to do is try this Avon Anew Hydra Fusion Replenishing Serum. This has hyaluronic acid and raspberry antioxidant. So I've never tried this before, and it says for optimal face hydration. Immediately boost hydration by 2 times, all day hydration, dermatologist tested, hypoallergenic, and it says it's a powerful yet lightweight face serum. The packaging is pretty simple. It's just like the white top. You can see the clear serum through, and then it has a pump, which is nice. I'm gonna do 1 solid pump, and I'm basically just gonna press that into my face. It smells really fresh. It does have a bit of a slip to it. Like there's definitely kind of like that kind of silky feeling. I'm gonna let that kind of absorb. It smells really good. It's not burning my face. So far, so good. Then we're going to try the Avon Anew Hydra Fusion Gel Cream. This is for 72 hours continuous hydration. It says it's a light and refreshing gel cream that infuses your skin with long-lasting hydration and helps protect against environmental stressors. Again, this is dermatologist tested and hypoallergenic. None of these say if they're for dry or oily skin, so I'm assuming it's for like all skin types. Again, it comes in like a nice kind of simple little plastic jar. And it is a gel cream, quite gelish. So I'm just gonna get like that much. And again, I'm just gonna press this. This has the same scent. It's like a really nice, fresh, kind of clean scent. There's a slight bit of fruitiness, but again, not overwhelming. This feels really like smooth. It definitely feels like a gel. It's not like a super duper thick, like heavy, rich cream. It just feels quite lightweight. So now we are moisturized. I will say those feel really nice. They're not bothering my skin in any way. They have like a kind of like moisturized, they don't feel slippery, but they do feel just hydrated. It's given like a bit of a glow, but nothing like greasy or super dewy looking. Next we have the Anew Clinical Unlimited Lashes Lash and Brow Activating Serum. Super excited about this. This is a nightly eyelash treatment developed to enhance the look of your lashes. The formula features a peptide blend and botanicals that are known to effectively promote thicker, longer, fuller lashes. Oh, so it's just for nighttime. So I'm not going to use this, but basically it's a lash and brow serum that you can just put onto your brows and lashes to make them grow. But the next thing we're going to move on to is the Avon MagiX Face Perfector. This is SPF 20. I did try this out the other day, just on my hands, and it is like that kind of like smoothing, like kind of silky, like pore filling texture. So I'm basically just going to apply this in the places that I have like kind of bigger pores, because it is quite a silky, like smoothing feeling. But sometimes these kind of primers can really create a lot of oil, which of course I'm putting it in my T-zone. Which is where I'm the oiliest, but whatever. But they do a great job of smoothing, so we'll see. I mean, this one feels really silky smoothing, like it's just gonna fill all of the lines, all of the pores. It's cool that it's SPF 20, like that's pretty awesome. We have a rose gold illuminating stick, which is a little dark, so I think what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of that just on my forehead over here where I like to have a bit of a glow. And I'm gonna put that down so that when I put my foundation over it, hopefully the glow will just come through. I might also use this on my eyes today as well. It's a little dark for my skin, I feel like, right now. I'm not very tan. I need to get a self-tan. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the Transforming Contour Stick. This is in the color medium. I'm just going to, oh, mine broke a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and like tap this just on the areas I need to cover up, because I do have a couple of like little scars at the moment that are like, ugh, so irritating. So it's got one side, oh, mine just, I just squished it, darn it. It broke when I took it out, but the other side is like a contour stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like tap those over just to kind of soften that redness a little tiny bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my regular foundation. So I'm gonna be taking the Estee Lauder 2N2, and then I mix it with the Giorgio Armani 5.5. I'm really pale at the moment, so that's why I moved down to 2N2. I feel like when you self-tan and then you go to your own natural color, it's like you're disgusted with your own color. I'm so white, it just like makes me sick. I'm like, oh, gross. I see it on other people and I feel like they wear it so well, but I feel like the tone of my color white is just like so uneven and blotchy that I'm like, well, this is not cute. I just don't like it. Like some people just have such a good color of pale. Mine is like got freckles everywhere and like little red splotches. Do you guys feel that way as well? I just feel like when you self-tan, it's like once you self-tan, you can't go back to being your normal pale self. So I'm just going to go ahead and conceal with my normal concealer that I use. Everything that I am talking about here will be in the description box linked below. So if you guys have any questions about what anything is, of course all of the Avon stuff will be linked, but I will also link down the other items that I'm using to create this look as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. I'm not a fan of cream contours for me personally, so I won't be using this side of the contour stick, but maybe I'll do a little bit under here. Ooh. Oh, it's actually blending out quite nicely. I'll do a little bit on the forehead as well, and then I'll go ahead and set. So this is actually blending out really nicely. I don't normally like cream contours because I feel like they're just like a total nightmare. But this is actually, it's a subtle color. It's not super intense and it's blending out pretty well. I feel like you gotta work with it fairly quickly though, because I am noticing a little bit more, like I'm having to blend a little bit harder on the side where it sat just a little bit longer. But the color is good. It's subtle. It's nothing major. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all of my powders now. I'll come back for blush and highlighter because I have a new highlighter from Avon that I'm super excited. I wore it yesterday and it was so pretty. Okay, so I'm taking a lovely little peach blush and I'm just gonna pop that on my cheeks. Now this highlight that I used yesterday from Avon is really subtle. And it's really nice. I feel like if you are a little bit more mature and you want to try out the highlighting thing, but you don't want to look like so shiny and so like intense, then the highlight that I'm about to use is really nice because it's very gentle. But if you are someone who likes like a pretty intense highlight, then you can also build it up with a different type of brush, and I'll show you both ways. So I was kind of playing with it yesterday. I am just gonna go ahead and bake real quick. So I have these buttons on my shoulders, and I keep on thinking there's like some kind of little creature sitting on my shoulder, and it keeps on scaring me. I'm not used to having buttons hanging out right there. And when I bake, I like to kind of curve it up a little bit because my lips or my mouth is starting to go downwards. Gravity. It's not worth it. We don't need gravity. There's no reason it needs to be pulling down not only my boobs, but now my mouth as well. So I kind of curve it in a kind of like upwards versus going straight down to where my line is. I kind of like lift it up a little bit, and I feel like it kind of just gives me a little bit extra of a lift, as much as you can do with makeup. This is the Avon True Color Moonlit Highlighting Powder. The packaging is quite sleek. It reminds me kind of MAC. And then it's like this really pretty kind of like very soft champagne-y rose highlight color. It's so beautiful. I love it. So first I'm going to take a Morphe E27 brush. And this is if you want it to be like a really nice, just subtle glow. And this is what I recommend if you are someone who's a little bit more mature and you want to just have like a kind of lit from within, like you're just naturally glowing because your skin is so nice, then this is a great way to put it on. It's like a really kind of silky formula, so it really does go into the skin really beautifully. And I feel like if you are someone who does have fine lines and wrinkles around that area, it's gonna go and sit into them nicely. It's not gonna be like majorly enhancing like every single situation that you have on your face, which a lot of highlighters can do. They can really bring attention like pores and fine lines and wrinkles. Luckily, this is like the good part of my face. Actually, like, I don't smile with my eyes. I smile with the bottom part of my face, and so I feel like my eyes stay pretty decent, luckily. I also take a little bit just above the brow. It just kind of lifts a little bit, kind of just adds a little bit of a glow up there. But again, you can tell it's really subtle. So if you want something just a tiny, just a squidge, oh, a little bit of a glow, but nothing major, then this is definitely going to be the one for you. Color of it is also really quite flattering because it's not too silver, it's not too gold, it's just like almost like a skin tone. Like it's just really, see how subtle it is? So you can see I have a bit of a glow there. It's nothing major, but it's just like a soft kind of like lit from within, like, oh, my skin's just healthy. This is the SL Miss Glam Fan Brush. So then you're just gonna get like a good amount on your brush with that and then watch the difference. So once I use this and I just kind of go back and forth, see how now I've built that up and it's kind of a little bit more beaming. So you are able to build this up. It's not like you have to wear it subtle. You can kind of like beam it if you want to by just switching out your brush. And I feel like fan brushes, especially this one, it does a really great job of just like building up that glow. So you can do this either way, which I think is nice because there's a lot of highlighters where you only are either beaming or you're only just like hardly there. And this one is nice because you can really do both with it, and I feel like that's nice for all ages. Now I've got my highlighter going. I'm gonna go ahead and just get a regular just powder brush and just kind of brush off any extra powder that was underneath my eyes and move on to brows. I don't have anything from Avon for brows, so I'm gonna go and do that off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll move on to eyeshadow. Okay, so my eyebrows, whoops, let me move my mirror. My eyebrows are done. So this is the, this is the palette that I'm gonna use from Avon. It's the Avon True Color Eyeshadow Quad in Mocha Latte. It's got some nice neutral colors. I'm gonna go ahead and take number 1 right here. It is all numbered, which is nice because if you don't know what you're doing, then you kind of have an idea. And I'm just gonna go ahead, that was a little bit more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. So that's a nice cream. It's got a little bit of a sheen, so it is gonna give you just a little bit of a glow there, But again, it's not super intense. It's just like, it's like a nice satin color. But it's kind of like lifted the brow and highlighted it really nicely. The next color we're gonna take is number 2. I mean, it's so nice that it's just like, there you go. Here's exactly what you need to do. So we're gonna take number 2 here with a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna pop that into my crease. Now these are definitely more of a kind of cooler toned brown. You guys know, normally I go with warmer shades. You can see it is definitely going more of a gray brown on me. And here they're saying to do 3, which is a shimmery color, and then 4. I'm gonna do it the opposite way. I'm gonna go with my darker color first, and then we'll go with the shimmery color. So I'm just gonna take number 4, and I'm just gonna start building that into my outer corner. Then I'm going to brush off my brush and then just blend them out. So I like to build it up first, and then once I've built both of them, then I go back and just kind of like seamlessly blend out those edges. So then what I'm going to do is go back into that little stick that we had. Where is it? The Avon True Color Illuminating Stick in Rose Gold. And I'm going to get just a little bit of that on my finger, and I'm going to put that down almost like an eyeshadow base. And because it already has a bit of a glow and it's kind of tacky, it's going to work as like a kind of eyeshadow primer for the shimmery color that I'm about to put down. And then it'll be extra pigmented and just like kind of add a little extra. You actually could use this alone, it's really pretty. I'm going to take my number 3 color, which is kind of like a soft shimmery, kind of taupey golden brown, and I'm just going to pop that on top of the primer, and it's just going to intensify it, or I'm sorry, the highlighting stick. It's just going to intensify that shimmer so that we get a really good pop. Like, look how pretty that is now. Okay, that's really pretty. So now it's just kind of added a little bit of extra something. I'm going to get my brush and just kind of like blend everything out. Then I'm going to wet another brush, and I'm going to go back into that shimmery shade, and I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line. Oh, I just got it all over myself. How on earth did I manage that? So I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, so now I have these little tiny Dazzle drops. They look so pretty. I'm really excited to play with them. And this is in the color Sun-Kissed. And they're just like these little golden drops of just glow. The dropper doesn't seem to work super well, so just keep that in mind. I think what I'm going to do actually is just kind of like barely just pop it on the top. Usually these kind of drops will dry pretty quickly, so if you do have oily lids, you shouldn't have a problem. And just kind of like let that sit, and then once it's dry, I'll kind of blend it out a little bit. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of that on the inner corner, just with a tiny little brush, just to add a little bit of a golden highlight right in the inner corner there, to just add a little bit of glow. It kind of wakens up the eye and like makes them look kind of alive. Okay, and then I'm just going to get my fluffy brush and just kind of blend out any edges that need to be just kind of like softened up a little bit. So that's just kind of created like a really soft kind of gold kind of just glow to the eye. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of the Glimmersticks waterproof eyeliner, and I'm just going to put this just on I'm just putting it on that outer part, and then I'm just going to take a little brush and I'm just going to kind of soften it up a little bit. Just to kind of give a really soft cat eye, but nothing major. I'm just going to go ahead and go back in, because I did a little boo-boo right here with that gold, and just soften it right there so that it's just creating just a little bit of a wing, but it's really soft and really subtle. I think the older you get, the harder liner is to do, because you can't see quite as well. And so you don't want to have these like super harsh, sharp lines if you can't really see what you're doing. And like for me, especially when I'm filming these tutorials, technically I need a mirror like right up in my face. But I don't want to block it. So anything that's like soft and smudgy and just like super, just like there's no harsh lines, there's no like, oh, she messed up that little bit right there. Like if it's just like fluffy and just, then it's good. And I feel like it just softens the face anyway that way. It just makes everything just look all like dreamy. Now I've got a little bit of liner. I'm not going to put any black liner in the inner corner because I want to keep the eyes like open and alive. So I'm just taking a nude liner. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and I do have a mascara from Avon, the Avon True Color Love at First Lash Mascara. So the wand is, you know, it does have the little stabbies, but it's like a soft stabby, if that makes sense. So it's not like super, some of them can be really evil to your eyes, and this one I didn't feel at all. Like I feel like it's more of like a rubbery stab, so it's not just gonna like, you know what I mean, when you go get up close and it stabs you right there and you're like, ah, that hurts. This one hasn't done that to me, but you can probably already see how it's like lifting and separating. Like it really does a great job of just like, look at that, bing. Especially if you do like more of a fanned out mascara, because it does a great job of defining like each lash versus like clumping them up. I like clumpy, so I usually put like a couple of coats on to kind of get that more dramatic effect. I think because it's quite a tacky formula, it's not super wet, so I feel like you can really pull your lashes and like give them a real good kind of like, you know, get up there. I'm just gonna go ahead and buff off. And then I am going to go ahead and touch up my highlighter, just because I've like probably wiped it all off now from getting all the fallout. So I'm just going to go ahead and touch that back up with the big fan brush. And then for lips, I'm going to go ahead and do some lip balm first. And then this is just a Lord & Berry lip liner in Natural. I love this. I use it every day. Oh dear, I've broken it. So my lip liner is on. The next thing I have is the Avon Nourishing lipstick, and the color is Peony Blush. Really soft kind of pinky blush. It's really hydrating. And then to lighten it just a little bit, I'm going to finish off with the Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Gloss in 205 Snow Pink. And that's just going to add a little bit of shimmer and just kind of lighten it up just a scotch. That lipstick is really hydrating though. I feel like it made my lips look really full. There is this lip gloss. It's the Avon True Color Lip Glow, but it's a little pinker than what I normally go for, so this is not something that I would normally wear. But the lipstick itself I really like. I think that color is great, especially if you even, like for me it looks a little bit extra pink because I'm so fair at the moment, but I feel like if I had my tan, or if you are darker than me, that would be a really good like pinky, like a pinky nude color, because it's really nice and the formula is really creamy. It just like plumps up your lips so well. Like look how good my lips look right now. And then I always just like to finish off with the gloss. It's a little bit lighter to just add a little bit of like oof, so it draws the light to that area and makes them look plump. Okay guys, so there is the finished look. It's just like a really nice kind of like natural glam. I definitely recommend that liner. Is really nice. It was easy to blend out. It is waterproof, so if you do have a watery eye situation, you should be okay. But it kind of has like a blue, like a navy blue gray when you blend it out, especially with that shadow quad. I really like the way it turned out. It's very subtle and very just kind of like a little sensual. Like it's real kind of like smoky, but not smoky. It's like kind of like natural, but then a little glam because of that liner. Like I really like the way it turned out. I think it just adds a little bit of something to the eye. It brings you, it kind of like brings your eyes out this way to make you look a little bit more kind of like, ooh, I'm so vixeny, but I don't have a whole lot of makeup on. So I really like the way that turned out. This mascara is awesome. And then this lip turned out really good. I love the way, I mean, it really just made my lips look plump and full. The highlighter again has like really pretty soft champagne rose. It's kind of skin-like. It looks like you're just naturally glowing from within. Those little glimmer drops, they did dry down, so it doesn't feel tacky or sticky on my lids at all. What were these called? The Dazzle drops, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm actually impressed with everything. I would say if I have to choose anything, My specific favorites would be the highlighter. I love the highlight. I think the mascara is an absolute winner. If you are someone who doesn't have to worry about a watery eye, I think this is absolutely great. But lately my eye's been watering a lot, so I don't know what's going on. And then I'm actually really impressed with the way this lipstick, like the formula is really, really creamy. Eyeliner was also really nice as well because it blended out really nicely. It was easy to apply. It's waterproof, which is also great, but I feel like it was just easy to work with, and I feel like anything that's easy to work with for me is a winner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I think that everything turned out really nicely. So yay for Avon. I'm really impressed. Like I said, everything will be linked down below in the description box for you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you did find this helpful, or at least kind of like, oh, interesting. I didn't even think about that. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.